You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, we haven't talked a lot about the game the other day, the NFC Championship game. We're going to talk about Brock Purdy, what's wrong with him, his injury, how long he's going to be out, and Tom Brady. And I'm also going to mention Aaron Rodgers here, but before we can even get into that, I mean, the Packers have already said they will not trade Aaron Rodgers inside the NFC. But I think if they would, I would consider taking a look at Aaron every bit as much as I would take a look at Tom. And frankly, I'm a much bigger Tom Brady fan than I am Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers is 6 years younger. And there's no doubt that there are more weapons by far than any team Aaron Rodgers has ever played with on this 49ers team. And I wouldn't mind seeing what he could do with all of these weapons. I mean, Jawan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, Elijah Mitchell, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle. I mean, it might truly be something to behold. He might throw 45 touchdowns. You know, I mean, that could be possible. And he's a little more he's a lot more mobile than Tom Brady, to be honest with you. And we're also going to talk about, and something you guys know that we occasionally do cover on here, is wrestling. And I saw this and was like, holy crap, how did I miss this? Ric Flair. That's right, the Nature Boy. The founder of the Four Horsemen. All-time great champion. I don't know how many time world champion. It's got to be a bazillion time world champion at this point. Slammed Brock Purdy for getting injured the other day. I mean, I don't know how you prevent it necessarily. I do know that there was some musings out there about Brock not wanting to continue to play the game. But he came back in that game. You know, I mean, I don't know what else he could do. And we're finding out now there was absolutely something wrong with his elbow. Ric Flair rips Brock Purdy after the 49ers quarterback gets injured in a championship game. It's safe to say Ric Flair isn't a fan of Brock Purdy after the 49ers quarterback left the NFC Championship game with an injury. The WWE Hall of Famer took to Twitter where he questioned Purdy's toughness. At Brock Purdy, I crashed in a plane. Get in the game. What the F? Wow. I mean, okay. Flair was referring to an incident that happened in 1975, the year I was born, when he survived a plane crash that almost ended his life. Flair boarded a small plane in Charlotte, North Carolina, bound for a wrestling show in Wilmington. The plane was filled over capacity with Flair, Johnny Valentine, Bob Bruggers, Tim Woods, David Crockett, and pilot Joseph Michael Farkas. Because the plane was over its weight limit and it struggled with the headwind and it crashed. That is remarkable that they survived that. When's the last time you heard of a little plane crash like that anybody actually walked away? Yeah, ultimately, Purdy, as we know, did come back to the game. So, look, do I think it's a little out of bounds that the Nature Boy would slam Brock Purdy under those circumstances? Yeah. I mean, come on, Rick. Woos or not. Yeah. Woo. 49ers expect Brock Purdy to miss 6 months with a torn UCL in his throwing elbow. He has a torn ulnar collateral ligament in his right elbow, will likely be sidelined for about 6 months, according to multiple reports. The timeline would have Purdy back before the start of the 2023 preseason, but it definitely affects the 49ers quarterback plans. After the way he played during the regular season, Purdy appeared poised to start for the 49ers next season. Now he'll be out of the offseason program, my God, which may open the door to Trey Lance or to the 49ers acquiring another quarterback. And, of course, there is Garoppolo, who is an unrestricted free agent going into next year. I do not expect Jimmy G back. I hate that, but I do not expect him to come back. And that fuels speculation of this everywhere now. Everywhere. Tom Brady to the 49ers gains fuel. And look, guys, this is already such a big story that Fox News spent about 4 minutes talking about this today. Okay? Now, in case you don't know, if you watch Fox and Friends, usually how they cover sports is they show like one highlight, talk about it for about 14 seconds, and move on with life. This morning, they broke down the Brock Purdy injury and Tom Brady speculation. I'm serious. 3 or 4 minutes long. Actual sports on Fox News. This is already a national story. And the season has been gone not even 48 hours. Yikes. My God. The 49ers concluded their season in the NFC Championship game after putting together an impressive 12-game win streak with a rookie 7th-round quarterback proving a pivotal piece. Is that supposed to sound like that? However, it seems San Francisco's biggest question entering the 2022 campaign will headline the team's offseason. So they're saying quarterback was iffy going into last season. It's iffy going into this season. The next season, yeah. 49ers still have questions relating to their quarterback. It would have been incredibly difficult to replace Brock Purdy should he have led the Niners to the Super Bowl. It would have been downright impossible to replace him if he'd have won the big game at State Farm Stadium. But that's not anything the 49ers have to worry about. San Francisco was eliminated from the NFL playoffs Sunday after a 31-7 loss. Purdy and journeyman Josh Johnson suffered injuries. Purdy was clearly impacted by an injury to his throwing elbow. But given San Francisco's present-day roster is that of a title contender, the 49ers could look to make a drastic splash this offseason in hopes of putting the team over the top. There's no bigger splash than soon-to-be free agent Tom Brady. And look, there's already, and we all know, look, Brady's from California. We know that whole connection. Him and Aaron Rodgers, massive 49er fans growing up. So the question is, and you know, we cover the Niners a lot. I'm a Niners fan. Sunday was a nightmare, a literal nightmare. I can tell you this, the offensive line does need some work. The Eagles lived in the backfield. I mean, I was like, okay, we've been pretty decent blocking teams this year. We can't block this team. And I got to be real. I don't think we win that game. We were 5 or 6 plays into the game on offense, and I was like, holy shit, we're going to lose this game, and it could get ugly. And that's exactly what happened. That was before Purdy even got hurt. I was like, the offensive and defensive lines, as good as the Niners' defensive line is, and it's one of the best in football, it can't hold a candle to that Eagles' defensive line. And I was like, this is going to get real ugly. Now, that led me to some other thoughts this morning before I started shooting. If this 49ers team does not win a Super Bowl, will this be the most talented NFL team ever to never win a Super Bowl? With all of these weapons? And this team is full of offensive weapons. That just shows you the importance of getting the quarterback position right. I mean, plain and simple. You got the coach, you got the tight end, you got 2 wide receivers, Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, you got Elijah Mitchell, Christian McCaffrey. And you got Trent Williams at left tackle. I mean, if you don't win a Super Bowl with this team, it's going to be looked back on as a colossal failure by John Lynch and the front office, Kyle Shanahan too, for not getting this quarterback situation straightened. The Packers said they will not trade Aaron Rodgers inside conference, so I guess we shouldn't even talk about Aaron. Tom Brady, I don't know, guys. I mean, look, some of his statistics still look very good. And while the Buccaneers had Godwin and Evans, this Buccaneers team sorely missed Gronk and Antonio Brown. This Niners team would take care of some of those issues. Pass catching running back, Christian McCaffrey. That's right down Tom's alley. George Kittle, right down Tom's alley. And would Gronk come with Tom Brady and become the second tight end, and they might incorporate some of those New England two tight end sets? Kittle, Gronk on the field at the same time? Yikes. You want to talk about a matchup issue. But I just don't know. Do I think Brady wants to go to San Francisco? Yeah. We already know Aaron Rodgers does. I mean, he was pissed because they didn't trade him to San Francisco when San Fran tried to get him. But I still think he ends up with the Jets at this point. So, anyway, that Brady thing is catching steam. What do you do with Brock? Brock's young enough. He could sit behind Brady. If I could get Brady for 2 seasons, I would probably consider it more than I would just a 1-year rental. But that would give Brock time to get healthy. Trey Lance, not even an option for me. And I don't think he's an option for the Niners coaching staff or the front office. I think they know they drafted a bust. I think they've known for a while. And just the fact that they worked on getting Garoppolo re-signed to stay on the team, I think that tells you all you need to know about Trey Lance. You know? And judging by the reaction of the team when Jimmy come back in, I mean, that's all you need to know. There's people on that team and throughout that coaching staff that believe Trey Lance cannot play. Could he go to the Titans? I guess. I mean, if I'm a Titans fan, I'd take Ryan Tannehill every day of the week over Trey Lance. Trey Lance hadn't shown anybody anything. I don't get it. There is a section of the Niners fan base that is ate up with Trey Lance. People have tried to make it a race issue. Well, he hadn't had a chance. Well, look, most GMs, at least good ones throughout history, and coaches, the one thing I've heard them say over time is that they get somebody in and pretty damn quickly. I mean, very quickly. I've heard some say the first training camp day, they know if they drafted a bust or not. That quick. They can just, oh shit, we fucked this up. So I don't know. We don't know what Trey Lance is for sure, but do I think he's going to be the starter in the future? No, I do not. Tom Brady, if I could get him for a couple years, I would hate to think that all this talent on this team got wasted, because I cannot think of a more talented all-around team. I mean, there are stars. It's like a Pro Bowl team all over the place with great chemistry and a good coach. It would be a disaster if this Niners team does not win a Super Bowl. It was bad enough that Harbaugh team didn't. You know? Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.